up now. Okay, now tag yourself. Okay. Hey guys, good morning. Technical difficulties. Good morning, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Deidre says song Put K-O-J-I. Oh, I thought she was writing something. No. I'll put it. Good morning, Janika. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Alexis. Candy. Hey, Tara. Hey, Deirdre. Hey, Tawana. Brother Leon, good morning. Okay, cool. Cool. Do you have any? No. Cool. So what's up? Good morning again. Sorry about technical difficulties. We're trying some different stuff here this morning. Trying to bring a little enhancement to the quality a little bit. So bear with us a little bit. So we're a little 5 minutes late. So today we're gonna talk about basically. I know yesterday we talked about consistency and really just starting off with understanding the fact that we need to be able to be counted on. Our point yesterday was it counts to be counted on, right? And so the idea that people need to know where to find you, and that our problem is that people don't know where to find us, and that our consistency does not always show, and in that, when people are looking to depend on us and looking for us to be the same person they saw us as, I don't know, a day before, a week before, a month before, they don't recognize you because you're not consistent in whatever you're doing. And so today, trying to talk about a few of the things that kind of get in the way and our hiccups in our path to be consistent. Like, what keeps us from being consistent? What holds us back? And so So we have about 3 of those. Like this shit actually, I know I lied yesterday, but this one is gonna actually be short. So cool. So we're gonna lead off with the fact that the hardest part for us, I believe, for myself, I know it is to consistently execute in areas that are not being evaluated on a daily basis.
Wow.
Right. So to have the commitment to consistently hit those marks and those goals and in things that every day I can't see the checks and balances for what I'm doing, right? And so it's to consistently put in that work, and that's what we talked about a little bit yesterday, because though we struggle with consistency, though we struggle in being consistent in our own lives, I think we would all agree that consistency is something that we crave in everything. You know what I mean? We crave consistency. We crave it. We crave it in relationships. We crave it in our employers, our bosses. We want consistency from our kids, as impossible as that may seem. Our kids want consistency from their parents, right? And so, in all things, like we want consistency, even though we're not always being consistent ourselves, right? And so, we want the fruits of a certain consistency. You know what I'm saying? So you heard people like common phrases like, real recognize real, and I just want everybody to keep it 100 and keep the fake stuff around me. You know what I mean? Keep that fake stuff around me. Fake people get on my nerves. People just always being so fake. People love saying stuff about people being fake. But what that means, all that you're really saying when you're saying any of that is that I want consistency. You're saying I want consistency, right? And so if we get all this morning, we should write that down somewhere. I myself, I will, George Hawkins III, I want consistency. Because you lying to me if you're telling me you don't want consistency, right? And so like I said, we're going to talk about a few things that kind of keep us away, right? And so the first thing we're going to talk about, the fact that we have become, or not become, but we have the capacity to be slaves to our personality type. And so once you find out that I'm an introvert, or I'm an extrovert and I'm just loud and I like people, or you know what I'm saying, I'm introverted and I'd rather be to myself. And that's just me. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. And I think I think too much of everything now is rooted in who I am, like who I see myself to be. And so from out of what I see myself to be comes what I'm willing to allow myself to do. And so, but I think what you will find is that there's a lot that you are not naturally inclined to do, like just within the fabric of your personality, that is necessary for not only your growth, but for your family's growth, for your husband's growth, your wife, your kids. There's a level of growth that you need that cannot be grasped if you are simply holding on to your personality. What makes you? When you took that personality test, you was like, that sure is me. You know what I mean? That sure is me, and that's gonna be me, right? So what happens is you allow your consistency, you allow your consistency to be contingent on your comfort levels, right? And so I will be consistent as long as it doesn't cause me to step out of who I am, step out of who I've been known to be. And so I know guys deal with this a lot in like praise and worship settings, like when they're in church and the music is going. And I've been in it, ho. I've been sitting right there, and you know what I'm saying? You feel it. You feel it like, oh my gosh, yo, what is going on in this room? Like, what's happening? And you feel it, but you like, man, people know me, like, people never seen me, like, kind of go, like, crazy in praise and worship. They never see me, like, let loose. Like, what are people going to think? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you get caught in your head, like, just, and every time you rob yourself. You rob yourself of getting, because there's a breakthrough in worshiping and in that release that is powerful. And so every time you suppress that because you so worried about other people or you so stuck on who you are, like, I'm a tough dude, I'm not about to be out here crying and all that stuff. You hurt yourself every single time, right? Wow. And so that's one of our points. We've become slaves to our personality. We found out who we are, and sometimes it's crazy because everybody's on that quest, and everybody will talk. I'm on a quest to find myself and who I am, and sometimes that is the worst thing. Sometimes who you are is literally the opposite of what you need, right? And so the more you find out who you are, the more trash you kind of become. And it's crazy. And I ain't talking to y'all. Man, this is not y'all. This is not y'all. This is me. I'm talking about me, right? So this is my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being transparent. I'm talking about myself a little bit. So it happens for me, right? And so it makes you incapable of stretching and growing. You literally cannot. You cannot stretch. You cannot grow as long as you are stuck in that box. And there's a person I want to shout out right now because he has been a blessing in my life. John Sturdivant is my freaking guy. Like, that is my dude. He has helped me climb out of this box myself. And so I just a slight. He's gonna be on Friday, but I just want to shout him out really quick, man. He's an awesome guy. He's an awesome guy. But our next one, so we talk about being a slave to our personality type, right? And so the next thing is, and it's kind of tied to that, is procrastination, right? And so I'm gonna say, right, we're gonna say procrastination, right? And so the idea that because I drag my feet anyway, like, because I'm so used, I mean, I did this all through school. Like, in school, I waited to the last minute. The sense of urgency isn't there, right? And so, like, we're talking about consistency, and I think at the end of yesterday we talked about the fact that we have, if you might not be consistent in the things that you want to be consistent in, but regardless, as days pass, you're being consistent in doing something. Right. So whether you're being consistent in being inconsistent, you're being consistent in being the thing that you don't want to be, you are, as time, you're being consistent at it. Right. And so in procrastination, you build up habits doing that stuff in other areas of your life, other arenas of your life, school, whatever, just cleaning your house, you know what I'm saying? Keeping your car clean, or keeping your, whatever clean. It spills out in every, that is consistency. And so it spills out as we talk. And when I'm talking about consistency, I'm talking about, I'm not here to just teach a lesson on consistency in the workplace, because I'm at the root of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our willingness to be consistent in loving people, right? And so what we've been talking about in YSF, and Miss Candace Washington has been teaching us this past month, and she's been talking about God being the greatest to the kids, and the idea that and talking about the greatest commandment being to love God and to love others, right? And so I believe that is woven in the fabric of everything that we should be doing. And so I'm saying from there on out, it can affect your work environment, it can affect your family, but from there and then out, it's a guaranteed fix to a lot of things, right? And so and this is going to be our last one for today. So we talked about being a slave to your personality type. We talked about procrastination a little bit, and then our last thing is this, and this is literally me. Like, this is my life, right? This has been my biggest struggle when it's come to what's taking me off the path of being consistent, right? And it's this. The trap of believing that intention is enough, right? And so, guys, yo, I love a good intention. Man, I love me a good intention. Dog, a good intention, man, that'll get me through. That'll get me through. Like I'm set if I can get a solid, like if I can get you to understand it, like, yo, this is what I mean. Like this is what I meant. You know what I'm saying? I intended to do this. So my thing was, like even in like our relationship, I had a girlfriend, like I spent the whole, like even in my friendships, like I spent the most of the time, and I had to talk with John about this. We was over my house one time. It's like, you know me. You know who I am. So when I do something that's trash, that's it, John. Intention over impact is when I assume you're supposed to know me. So when I fall into my trash ways and I don't come through and I don't do what I said I'm gonna do, when you spaz on me and you like check me like, Will, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, hey man, back up, don't you know, come on. Like you know me, man. Like don't play me. I get mad. Like I get mad. Like I'm like, what do you mean you checking? Come on, man. Like I messed up. Like I ain't gonna lie. I messed up. But I mean, all this you checking me stuff, like I'm good. I'm good on that. Like you could hold off on that because I meant well. You know what I'm saying? And so what intent does for a lot of us, and it's cool. You intend to go to her party. You intend to go to her baby shower. You intend to go to his his listening party for his album. You intend to do a lot of stuff. But what banking on your intentions actually it lowers the actual desire to execute. Right? So the more you intend to do, the more your desire to actually get it done happens. So I'm sure y'all heard this. Y'all hear when people say, hey, yo, man, I intend to be there. It's like, oh, you intend to? He ain't going to be there. He ain't going to make it. I'm going to let y'all know right now, if y'all hear me say, I intend to be somewhere, it's a wrap. I'm not going to be there. Because all I need is all that's really happening when I intend for something to happen, when I'm banking on my intentions, is I'm really trying to carve out more room so that I can have more space to wiggle out. Like the more I intend, the more I'm trying to push out more space for me to just kind of slide through the back door. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, yo, this is really just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't saying this everybody else. This is just me. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I can be trash sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm working on it. I'm here, you know what I'm saying? I guess I'm not with y'all. It's me though. Like, just somebody high five me or something, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If it is you if it has been you before. But this is the, and I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm actually not gonna wrap it up here, but the problem is that, not the problem. Well, this is the problem. I think the key is the process, and talking about this consistency stuff. What keeps you in line is the fact that when you look at being consistent as a process to be enjoyed, instead of tasks to be fulfilled, right? And so as you look at it, if you continue to look at things you need to be consistent at as tasks to be checked off, or you're making that thing small. You make it small when you make it a task to be checked off. You have to find a way to fall in love with the process of it, right? And so just like Olympic athletes, right? They train intensely every day of the year, all year round. They are on it. Vocalists, they rehearse for hours. You know what I'm saying? Legendary writers, they pump out thousands of words a day, right? But you know what makes a great Olympian, what makes a great vocalist, what makes a great writer, a great pastor, that the Olympian works towards being a better athlete, right? Like they don't get up saying, "This is just gold. I want the gold. I want this gold medal." Like I'm working this whole time just for a gold medal. Like they work to be a better athlete. So at the core, it's rooted that I'm going to be consistent regardless. Like my consistency goes past a checkpoint, right? The checkpoint doesn't make my consistency stop or slow down or hiccup, or it doesn't. I've shot so far past a gold medal and applause. The vocalist, she's trying to be a better a musician, a piano player. He's trying to be a better musician. He's not there for, at least that's how it starts. You know what I'm saying? That's how people get great. They're trying to be great musicians. They're not trying to be famous. So the goal isn't that I get as many clicks or followers or whatever. My aim is to, at the core, be a great musician. And in doing that, great things happen along the way. But that's how you nail yourself down in the consistency of things, right? Is if you shoot past that. You know, the great pastor focuses on being a shepherd. He loves his people. He loves his people. So out of his love for his people comes his when he's in his homes, in the bowels of him by himself, he is studying and crafting messages and stuff, not because he wants to perform. His goal is not that he gets up there on Sunday and has people say, "Oh my gosh, he did so well. He performed so great up there." But what happened was he cares about his people so much that from out of his belly came that good message, came that it. And so if you shoot past the getting praise or getting accolades, now we talked about that a little bit yesterday. The idea that a lot of us won't do things that don't give us a certain recognition at that exact moment. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of us that'll will gladly, talk to people out in the open, where like if we were to be like, I don't got time, like you would probably look, you would look a little bad. But let somebody grab you where everybody leaving church, you want to get home, you want to catch the game or something like that, and you trying to slide out, and somebody like, "Yo, can I talk to you really quick about something?" Like, and your whole body language is, you sink. You know what I mean? And so this is a quote from a C.S. Lewis quote, right? "Isn't it funny how day by day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is freaking different? Day by day, you swear up and down like nothing changes, everything's the same. You know what I mean? I got up, I did the same thing every day, whatever. Ain't nothing new to this. But when you look back, your hair a little gray, your attitude a little nastier than it used to be. You used to have a lot of friends. You used to be so happy. You got one little friend now. You know what I'm saying? You used to have teeth. Now you wake up in the morning, you just grab them dentures, you rinse some things off. You used to have teeth though. you used to have them. You don't have them no more, right? You know what I'm saying? Now these days, you believe all men are trash, all women are trash. Like you used to be so about like I love relationships. And I love it. Now you hate everything got to do with relationships. You hate women, you hate men, like, and so while you were becoming this person that's who you are today, there was a day by day in which when somebody told you that, like, you being different, like, you acting a little different, you was like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, man, I've been like this. I've been like this the whole time. And like I said, you then you realize after some time, and it takes some time sometimes, and you realize, like, wow, oh my gosh, I'm so different. But you didn't listen at the time, you know what I mean? Because you believe day by day everything was the same. And so my father was having a conversation with one of our young guys, Judah, right? And he was talking about the idea that all young men should try to do. We should have something in our country where all young men should do like 2 years in the military, or just something to nail you down. Because I think this is our issue. Should be our main concern right now. And this is what I find our main concern to be with our kids. And I don't think it just applies to our youth. The fact that we ought to be concerned with the growing mindset that my life is about me, right? And so we had in a class, we had a young guy, and this young guy, man, you don't get like honesty from like a young guy, middle school, high school age. You don't, when they speak up and they give something off about themselves, it means something. And he said, we broke off. We started doing small groups this month, and he spoke up and he said he didn't feel like he didn't feel loved, right? And he felt like, isolated, right? And room got quiet, because he doesn't speak often. And so he spoke, and everybody's like, oh my goodness, wow. And so I spoke, right? And I responded by saying that I've been in a time like that. I've had a time like that, like when I was in college, and for like a year or two, I felt super low, and I felt really alone, and I felt like I wasn't living up to expectations. So I felt like I was feeling invisible. I was a lot of that, right? And so I told him that the fastest way for some of us to experience the sense of belonging and the love that we feel like we're void of is to give it, right? The best way to shortcut, to jumpstart that whole process is to you yourself give it. And that's tough I said it because I'm 26, right? I'm 26 and I get it. Like I get that, and I've seen the fruits from it. I saw that when I started to care about what other people cared about, people started to care a little bit about what I cared about. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. And like yesterday, I said, we'll charge it to energy. Like, when you give energy out and the world gives energy back. But it's like we said yesterday, all of life is an attached accumulation, and it's nothing is insignificant. And so that love that you give people, it means stuff. It will come out. I know you always worried about the fact that when you in the open, that good work that you did in the quiet times, that nobody gonna care about that. You know what I'm saying? I used to have this thing, right? I'm gonna be transparent. Well, my parents would get on me about washing dishes, right? And so I would go crazy. Like, I was like, all right, man, cool. I'm gonna wash dishes. I'm gonna wash dishes hard. I'm gonna go hard about washing dishes, right? And so when they gone or whatever, I would slide home and I would wash dishes for like a week or week and a half, whatever. And then, I noticed everybody noticed I'm washing these dishes. I'm like, yo, I'm like, man, where's my, you know what I'm saying? You got on me about washing the dishes. Now, you ain't had to wash no dishes in a little bit. Now, what's up? Where my praise, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm not trying to be a, you know, idiot about it. I ain't gonna wait till my people get home and I'm gonna start washing dishes as soon as I hit them at that lock, hit them come through that front door. I'm like, oh, I'm washing dishes now. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it. I'm trying to be diligent and so, and I feel like, I was like, oh, nobody cares that I'm washing these. I'm like, why am I washing the dishes then? Like an idiot, like a stupid. What am I washing dishes for? You know what I'm saying? If I do it and you still, and I don't get the credit in the light, but man, it counts. It counts in the attitude when my mom gets home and when she's had a rough day and she don't want to come home to seeing, getting that extra like, yo, ain't all these dishes in here. I had to fire 4 people today and these dishes is in here. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that stuff, though nobody came to me and was like, Will, man, I really thank you for these dishes. I affected the climate in the household. And it mattered. You know what I mean? And so a lot of what you think doesn't matter matters. And it changes other people's lives. It changes their days. It changes their weeks. It changes their perspectives. It changes their expectations from people. And so as I talked about the young guy, I felt like that. I believe that my response to him was right, and that the fastest way to jumpstart that, to quick start getting that, understanding that love and to be able to get that love yourself is to give that love to somebody else. But what we don't get is that a lot of times he can't get that. He can't see that because he does not see people loving other people consistently. And so it's easy for me to tell him like, yo, give that love up. But he doesn't know what it looks like, because he hasn't seen what it looks like to care for somebody, to put somebody else first, to sacrifice. He doesn't know what that's like. And so I get to telling him about falling in love with the process of loving people. He has no idea how to start that. So we are in essence trying to teach him what it looks like to do loving things, right? To do loving things for people. But we have got to, this is where we understand that all of our lives are attached, because him being able to see you guys, see one of you loving somebody, loving him, it changes it opens his bounds on what he thought love was and what belonging was, and it shifts, and and he starts to understand that, like, yo, I can do this for people. Like, I have the capacity to I can change somebody's day. I can change somebody's mood. I can change somebody's life. And so our last thing for today is to fall in love with the process, right? So that you can gain the courage to consistently love past your limits. Because somebody is depending on seeing you love in order for them to even understand that they're capable of it themselves. And so a lot of times we put the onus on God, like, go to God to see what love looks like. You know what I'm saying? If you want to see love, go read the Bible. Like, go. Meanwhile, the people telling you to go read the Bible are not loving you. And so it's backwards, and it's go read up on how to love. Go, but you have show some you loving somebody around that kid matters. around your friend matters. Around your super pessimistic brother or sister or mother or cousin, that matters. And so it matters that you are consistent. It matters that, like we said yesterday, that you are where they knew you would be. Right? That you're right there, right? And so that's how we're gonna close today. Sorry about the delay again, but hopefully I got something out of this. I know I did. I know y'all got to see a little bit of my my little trash ways. But this is what we're here for. This is what we're here for. I'm gonna pray us out. Lord God, we thank you for this opportunity, Lord God. We appreciate the time that you have for us to just come together and learn and grow and seek you in a new way, Lord God. I thank you. I thank you for consistency. I thank you for allowing us to be a model for someone. I thank you for that responsibility. I understand that it's a big one for us, but Lord God, I pray that you will allow us to, as we wake up every single morning, that we would understand the gravity of our own life, that our life stretches way beyond us, right? And that we're such big cogs in the grand scheme, Lord God. I pray that you would just give us all that value. Don't allow any of us to feel like we fly under the radar. Allow us all to realize that we matter. Like everything we do matters. Every thought we have matters. Not for us, not just for us, but for everyone. That there is somebody on the other end of you getting to a place that is consistent. For you getting past your own personality, for you getting past your own insecurities and stretching and becoming the person that you want us to be, that on the other end of that, there is healing for somebody else, that there is hope for somebody else. And Lord God, I thank you for that responsibility, Lord God. And I pray that you bless people as they're on their way to work, Lord God. Bless them, keep them safe, Lord God. Allow for them to shift their environments. Allow them to take this mindset of being consistent to their workplaces, to their circles, Lord God, that they would shift atmospheres when they step in the room, Lord God. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Take it easy. Where we at here? Oh.